Going to artifacts, all right, because you can't see the lung because it's full of air. Right, so that's the problem with it. When we scan for lungs, the patient's supine, air rises, so we're going to the most anterior part of the chest. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up the probe and go into a longitudinal scan, and it goes bang across the ribs like that.
You're okay with that?
So what we're going to see is rib, artifacts, artifact, like we saw before. Right. Now, the probe's on the top here, so we're going to first of all see some chest wall. Right. Now the chest wall, muscle, breast tissue's all got little interfaces in it. Some of them look a little bit white. What we're after is the pleura. Anything with air in it, like that bowel gas, the stomach, is white. So the pleura is going to be white. So we're going to get this white line here. There'll be some other white lines around, but this is going to be chest wall. The pleura is the first white line behind the rib. Alright, so you get a white rib, the pleura. Right? So the reason we don't scan intercostally along the ribs, because I'll be going rib, I go white line, white line, white line, white line. Which white line? I mean, you'd feel it with the probe, but you don't have a landmark to work out which is really your pleura. So that's why we go across. It's called the bat wing sign. So we've got two wings of the bat, and we've got the pleura sitting here. Alright, so that's where we start. Now this should be sliding backwards and forwards with respiration, and it looks like little ants marching, or they say twinkling stars, something like that, but it's obvious. If it's not moving, then you've got to think, well, you go back to your clinical. In a trauma, you could go pneumothorax. In some other patient, it might be adhesive pleuritis or something else. Who knows? I don't know. But at the moment, we're going to think, pneumothorax. Right. Now, if you saw it moving and you were convinced, you go, whee, beauty, it's fine. Now, without any ultrasound, you don't always get the perfect picture. And so you need some other tools to help you out. So we're going to introduce the concept of M mode. And M mode is when we just fire the centre crystal in the whole probe, just one crystal. So we drop a line down in here, and what happens is the machine is fed back all these little interfaces, but then drags those interfaces in time. Right, a bit like your ECG. You get this thing. Right. So this little interface here, alright, it's that colour, and it's dragged in time, and it's not moving or doing anything, so it's a line. This interface will be a line, and a line, and a line, and then you'll get to the pleura, which is going to be a bright white line. So it'll be a bright white line, dragged in time, and then you get this stuff behind, which is, it's not lung tissue, it's just an artifact, alright? And that looks like it's a grey and fuzzy. And we call this the seashore sign because these muscles here look like waves rolling in. The wave crashes on the beach, which is the pleura, and then this looks like sand. Right, so it's called the seashore sign. And if you ever see that, it's moving, you've got a seashore sign, it's normal. Right? If you have a pneumothorax, now pneumothorax is air, pleura is air. So the pneumothorax is going to be just as white as that pleura did. But when you go into M mode, what happens is you just get this. So you get line, 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 probably a bright white line, a few more lines, maybe another bright white line. Right, it looks like a barcode on a packet of chips. All right, it's called the barcode sign. Classic sign for pneumothorax. And when you see the difference between them, it seriously jumps out at you. All right, you won't be surprised. So Harry, can I just have your chest for a minute?